Hey, here are the answers for Tuesday's starters. So the first one is there is a proportional relationship between the weight in pounds of the cans that Chloe brings into the shop X and the amount in dollars that the shop pays Chloe Y. So on this one, you need to be careful because you need to find the constant of proportionality in dollars per pound. So how much does it cost for 1 pound? So here we've got 5 pounds is $2. Sorry, that's backwards. So we have $2 for 5 pounds. And we want to know how much it's going to be for 1 pound. So we're dividing 5 by 5 to get 1. And so then we're dividing $2 by 5, and that's going to give us 40 cents per pound. So if I do 5 times 40 cents, I get 2 pounds or $2. And if I do 10 times 40 cents, I get $4. If I do 15 times 40 cents, I get $6. And 20 times 40 cents is going to give me my $8. So this is my constant of proportionality, or my unit rate. So my unit rate is 40 cents per pound, 1 pound. So remember that when we're writing our equation, that we write it in the form y equals k times x, where this k stands for the constant of proportionality, or my unit rate. And in this problem, my unit rate is 40 cents. So I would have y equals 40 cents times my x value. Number 2, Jen rode her bike 1/5 of a mile to her friend's house. It took her 5 minutes to get there. What was Jen's speed? And I want it in miles per minute. That means I have to put my miles on top. So I have 1/5 of a mile. And then remember that it looks kind of funny, but we're doing a fraction in a fraction. So 1/5 of a mile, and that took me 5 minutes. And I want miles per 1 minute. So I'm figuring out 1 minute. So to get from 5 minutes to 1 minute, I divide by 5. Whatever I do to my denominator, I also have to do to my numerator. So then we've got 1/5 divided by, and we are going to make 5 over 1, because that's 5. And then I keep my first fraction. I change that division to multiplication, and then I do the reciprocal, or the flip. So I flip that over, and then I multiply straight across. 1 times 1 is 1. 5 times 5 is 25. So I go 1/25 of a mile every minute. So my speed is 1/25 miles per minute. Then we're looking at what percent of 20 is equal to 12. So I set up my percent proportion. I put my 100 in the lower left corner. I look through my problem to see if I have a percent. And in this case, I don't have a percent. That means that's what I'm looking for. So that's where my X goes. Then I look for the word out of. Out of 20 means 20 is my whole thing. And then that leaves me with my 12. That's my part. 12 times 100 is 1200. And 20 times x is 20x. Remember, those two things have to be equal, because when I cross multiply and I have a proportion, those two things have to be equal. So if you don't know what you multiply, you can set up your equation. 1200 equals 20x. We're going to split it. We're going to divide by 20. 1200 divided by 20 is 60. And 20 divided by 20 leaves me with just my 1x. So that means here I would put 60, because 20 times 60 would give me that 1200. So 60% is my answer for that problem. Take the next one. I set it up. I have my percent on the bottom. 90% of what number is 36? So I look for my percent. It's 90. That number goes over 100. Then I look for the word of. Out of means my whole thing. Well, I don't know what it's out of, so my whole thing is the unknown. And then 36 is my part. 36 times 100 is 3600. X times 90 is 90x. Those two things have to be equal when I have a proportion, which means 90 times some number has to give me 3600. If you don't know what that is, we can just split that. Divide by 90. Divide by 90. 3600 divided by 90 is 40. 90 divided by 90 is just 1x. So my 40 is my whole thing. So 40 is my whole. And then the last one is $27 is what percent of 30? So I have my percent. I look for a percent sign and I don't see one. What I do see is the word what percent. That means that's the thing that I don't know. I look for the word of. Of 30 means out of $30. So $30 is my whole thing. And then $27 is my part. I cross multiply. 27 times 100 is 2700. 30 times x is 30x. I'm looking for what number do I multiply 30 by to get 2700. If you don't know that, we just split that equation. Divide by 30. 2700 divided by 30 is 90. 30 divided by 30 leaves me with just that 1x. So if I put 90 here, 30 times 90 gives me 2700, and 27 times 100, so I have 90%.